It's been a year in the making and it's finally here. We are at Young Nails Tech today to share our newest and probably our best creation, ManiQ color. You guys, I can't tell you how amazing this is. Not only are we gonna go over preparation, application, and finishing, I'm gonna show you guys how to remove it safely so you don't do damage to the natural nail. Let's get ready to rip it up. One of the most important variables to ManiQ color is preparation. We have to make sure that we prepare the natural nail so that we don't have any problems when it comes to the color application. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our magic wand and we're going to push her cuticles back. All right, that way we have room for the base and color application. Now, we don't have to use an aggressive file to remove shine from the natural nail. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my sponge buffer. We're going to gently remove the shine around the perimeter. Nice and easy, making sure that we create a nice matte surface for the base to apply to. Now, once we remove the shine from the natural nail, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with swipe. I'm going to scrub the natural nail of all the dust, oils, and contaminants. This way we create a nice dehydrated surface for the product to bond to. I'm going to come in with protein bond. I'm going to apply protein bond to the tip of the natural nail. Now, I would suggest for those people who are actual problem lifters, use a protein bond from cuticle to free edge. It'll probably take a little bit longer to soak off, but again, you won't have those problems associated with peeling away. But for her, take a look at how healthy that is. We're just gonna go right on the tip. All right, now once we do that, we're gonna take our base gel, okay? Now the base gel is really important to understand that once we open up the cap, I'm gonna swirl off the excess. I'm gonna make sure that I have just enough on the tip of the brush, and I'm going to apply a nice even coat from cuticle to free edge. The key is not flooding the nail with too much base. All we want to do is come in, put a nice, clean, even, super thin coat. All right, once we have that, we're going to get it into our LED light. And again, we have to make sure that the fingers are positioned on the back dimples. She's gonna slide in all the way in. I'm going to cover this up, 30 seconds. Now, it's really important to understand the base takes 2 minutes to cure in the UV36 light. You need at least 1 minute and 30 seconds in the LED. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that the timer is running down. As soon as it gets down to the final few seconds, all I'm gonna do is hit the 30-second timer, boom. It keeps the continual flow of light going. Right, hand positioning is extremely important during the cure. You'll notice when I pull the base plate out, right? Underneath the light, you see the positioning of the LED bulbs? It's really important to understand that the thumb won't cure with the whole hand underneath. 4 fingers have to cure and then 1. So when it comes to the base plate, it's really important to understand the dimples. You see the 4 dimples on the back? Extremely important. All 4 fingers have to be placed to meet the back dimples. Anything below will probably prevent it from curing well. So what you want to be able to do is make sure the 4 fingers are positioned back here, and then when you cure the thumbs separately, you have to make sure that the thumb is centered towards the center of the dimples, the back dimples. Very important. As long as you do this, you're gonna have a wicked cure. Once the hand comes out of the light and the base is cured, I like to run a little test to make sure the base is actually dry. I'm gonna take my gel brush and I'm just gonna run it over the surface just like this. I can tell that it has a really tacky surface and nothing's pulling away. It's kind of a little insurance for me so that I know the product actually is bonded well to the natural nail. This is going to set me up for the perfect color application. Now, what I'm gonna do, and this is really important, because the color, right, is a true gel, it still has a tendency for the pigment to settle to the bottom of the bottle. Not much, but just enough where too much pigment can actually create a problem for the cure. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start a fire. All I'm gonna do is give this a nice shake, make sure the pigment has dispersed evenly, and I'm ready to rock and roll. All right, notice, when I take it out of the bottle, there's a lot of product that has built up on the stem. All I'm going to do is swirl off that excess, and it keeps just enough product on the tip of my brush. Notice that I can basically push it up to the cuticle and through the nail. I don't need all of the excess product. All I want to be able to do is get a very even coat from cuticle to free edge. And what I'm using is Pink 104. Pink 104 is beautiful. It has just enough of that blue sparkle in there to capture your client's attention. So you'll notice, once I actually have a really thin first coat, this is going to be ready for our cure. Remember, thin is in. You don't want to create puddles. You don't want to try to save time by actually applying a really thick coat. The key is thin, and if you get it thin, you're not going to have any problems with wrinkling at all. All right, we're going to get it inside the light. All right, once the first coat has cured, you'll notice that it's actually has cured all the way through in 30 seconds. I mean, truly amazing. Now the thing is if you're working in a 36 watt light, you don't have to worry about 2 minutes and 2 minutes. What I like to do, especially after I'm doing the base gel, I like to put the first coat on, go inside the light, right? Cure that out. Once that's curing, I'm gonna work on the other hand. As soon as I'm done with the other hand, I'm gonna rotate out. Continue working on the first hand and continually rotate until I'm done. If you can get it done, and it's gonna take you a little bit more than a minute, right, to finish the hand. So the key is apply inside the lamp, apply, right? As soon as you're done applying, rotate the hands and continue till you're done. All right, so just came out of the LED light. We're gonna go in for our second coat. Again, because the bottle is already shaken up quite well, I don't have to worry about the pigment settling down to the bottom. All I'm gonna do is get it off the stem. Again, a nice thin coat from cuticle to free edge. Making sure that I get all my edges. When you see how this applies, you're gonna be blown away. All right, again, making sure that I apply a really thin coat. And that's gonna go inside the light for another 30 seconds. Rock and roll. All right. Now I want to make note that with some of the darker colors like blue 101, brown 102, redwood 102, not only does the product have to be shaken well to make sure the pigment is dispersed evenly, you might have to apply 3 thin coats to get a really clean, even coverage. Really important to understand. Pinks, reds, some of them apply in 2 coats. Some of them almost look like they can apply in 1. Remember, it's not about, saving time and applying it thick. Thin is in, that's the key. All right, so once we're done, we're going to take the ManiQ top. I'm going to apply a nice thin coat from cuticle to free edge. It's gonna go inside the light for another 30 seconds. We just wait till that cures, and we're done. Okay. All right, so once the top coat has cured, you're gonna pull it out of the LED light. You're going to take your ManiQ cleanse, and you're going to swipe the dispersion layer from cuticle to free edge. All right, so once you've cleaned the surface, we're going to condition the cuticle area with rose cuticle oil. This is going to keep the nails nice and supple. Ah, perfect. There you go. Look at that. Smoking.